The money stuff is super stressful. It's like, that's candidly, that's how I ended up in debt a few times throughout the business, where you're just like, whoa, like, because it's so crazy as you build a business, like where you just go from being like, oh, I don't know, we're spending like, our costs are like 5,000 a month. And then you're like, oh, cost 10,000. Okay, wow, we're spending $100,000 a month. And like, you screw that up for like 3 months, and like, it's big, like the mistakes just get bigger as you start to deal with bigger numbers. I had a $500,000 mistake when I learned that lesson. So it's just like, it's like the lessons you have to learn. And then like, you eventually, okay, these are the tools. This is how I look at my finances. I check this every week. This is what I'm looking at. And this is how I get ahead. So I never end up in that situation again. And, you start to see things like customer prepays and you're not properly tracking that, or holding cash aside. All those kind of things are the things that'll trip you up as you kind of go from that small business to enterprise. It's like, oh, someone pays me $100,000 for the year, and it's like, oh, I need to hold that money throughout the. Like, you don't do that when you're a rookie, and like, you screw up. So yeah,
I've heard the beast of accrual versus cash accounting many times.
yeah, you're flying blind when you don't have the tools or the understanding. You're just like, oh God, like, we don't have money, and like, you just can't understand it and you can't comprehend. And it's like, when you don't have the visibility, you're like, you can't tell the difference between like, we're unprofitable and we have a customer who's slow to pay, or we just signed an enterprise customer and they take a long time to pay. Like, you can't tell the difference between that when you don't have that financial understanding. And like, yeah, I see it. Like, I feel like that's got to be just a massive, like, it's a trip up, I feel like, for everyone as they go through these growth stages and work with these big customers who start paying net 60 or net 90, is that stuff can crush you, like, in a capacity where, like, that's why lines of credit become a thing. Cause you're just like, wow, this is wild. Like, it's like, you're just not used to waiting that long for payments.